Now a 2nd and 2. Love. Being chased out left. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Over the middle, complete. It's Reed. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a first down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. Love finds his man, Watson, over the middle. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by McManus is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Bears offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Here's Williams. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken at the 15. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Packers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now Love. That's to Kraft, the tight end. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Jacobs going to try the middle. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
3rd down and 1. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Play fake. Here's Love. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Reed. 11 yards for number 11. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. He's still having trouble moving the ball on the ground.
Yeah, so much for halftime adjustment. Sometimes the best adjustment you make is no adjustment. You just do things better. But in this case, I think an adjustment was in order. They may have to change up and start throwing the ball around a little bit more.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Love now. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the 1st down.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Here's Love. That's taken in, Dontavian Wicks. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Off the play fake, Love. He finds his man, complete. It's Reed. And he is going to have a Packers first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
You want to put together a long drive? You've got to be able to convert on 3rd down, and they've done exactly that on this one. Sure enough, came up with another conversion right there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Love looking to throw it. Over the middle, complete. It's Watson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. On play action. Love to throw. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
To throw now. Here's Love. And he's got it. Touchdown. Jaden Reed with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers are able to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Matt LaFleur, he tells the offense, stay out there, go for 2. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Love throwing for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
To throw, Williams. And again, back to Komet. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
A handoff, Swift running to the left. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Over the middle, it's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 34-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
On play action, here's Williams. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to the running game with Swift. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Looking to throw is Williams. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They'll run here with Swift. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Here's 3rd and 7. To throw, it's Williams. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. The 3rd down conversion successful, a gain of 11.
Oh, man, just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself, is able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
Off the bootleg, it's Williams. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Caleb Williams. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Bears have got it back to within a score.
And this is a balancing act for a head coach with a rookie quarterback. You've got to walk a line with him. You don't want him getting happy feet, but you also don't want to rein in what worked for him in college. And here, he pulls it down, takes it himself, and takes it into the end zone.
Santos now to add the PAT. And this is back to a 5-point game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Love. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jaden Reed, 64 yards, as his guys are able to extend their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Extra point from McManus is good, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the result, a Green Bay score. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Running is Swift. Oh, nice move. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 111 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 12 more yards there and another first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. They'll go play action here with Williams. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 22-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Throwing is Williams. They'll find Everett there, complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. To throw once more, here's Williams. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Quay Walker getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to them. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Play action. Now Williams. Escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one, because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's 4th and goal. So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. And we'll begin it with a field goal try here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Santos' kick is up and through, and that lead is back down to 9 now. Well, no field goal attempts for him until the final quarter, but no hesitation on his end. He comes right out and nails his first field goal try.
I give him a lot of credit, too, because he stood there the entire ball game, but has managed to stay with it both mentally and physically. When they called on him, he was ready, and he knocked it through the posts.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the fourth quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
Love, they go play action now. Able to find his man, Kraft. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If they continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame them?
That's taken in by Kraft. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. To pass, here's Jordan Love. This is caught, and it's a Packers touchdown. Tucker Kraft from 8 yards out. And the Packers have extended their lead to 15 now here in the fourth. A 15-point game now. You make the extra point, and that means on the other side you need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. That's a pretty tall order here in the fourth quarter.
Agreed, because they really needed to come up with a stop there, and even if it was just to hold them to a field goal. Now they need to pull out the lucky horseshoe because they've got to get an onside kick. And we've seen nowadays those are incredibly difficult to come by.
And not to mention they got to get the touchdown and a 2-point conversion first. In motion goes the tight end. Love throwing for it. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Well, now how about this return? And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The home team's offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
To the air, Williams. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. Did they maybe play that too safely on third down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have fourth down to try and pick it up.
They'll go. Here's Williams. And Allen's got it. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. A three-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Now 2nd and 3. Williams going to look to throw again. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Here's Williams. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. They run out of the gun with Swift. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 142 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. He's done his part sailing past the century mark on the ground with rushing yardage, but his team, a different story.
Yeah, they're down big in this ball game, so sometimes you wonder to yourself how much of that is him with a great performance and how much of that is the defense just loosening up because they have a big lead.
He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Here's 2nd and 7. Once again, it's Swift. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game, so he's really made his presence felt in this one.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Williams. This will be caught at about the 6. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will close the gap down to 14. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. In motion, the tight end. Throwing. Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
On now is the Packers punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively at 2nd down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Williams. He'll look middle here and get it to Odunze. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
On 4th down, here's Williams. Forced out to his left. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. To throw, Williams. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd and a couple. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 156 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Santos with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Now Love. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Play action this time with Love. He'll complete this one to Watson. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Love. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3-and-out.
On now is the Packers punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So now out comes this offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once more. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt, and now a chance to tie the game on this possession. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. To throw, it's Williams. And that's complete to Swift out of the backfield. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Looking to throw is Williams. He's got Allen. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Swift going to try up the middle. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Lucas Van Ness getting free there to bring him down. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
A big play looming on 3rd down. Throwing is Williams. And that one too wide and incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Gotta avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Bears' 1st down. And it is a big letdown there defensively. They somehow allow him to convert on 4th and long. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several.
Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here's 1st and goal. Back to throw. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Caleb Williams, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. They do tack on the extra point as well, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A 10-play drive that time, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. This crowd alive again. Some were headed for the exits, but a 4th quarter comeback has tied things up as the kick is away here. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Love. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
Love. That's to Kraft, the tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
Here's 1st down. Now Love. Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sideline?
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
What a big tackle there defensively.
And one of the most difficult things for a defender to do, and think about the speed that he brought down. If he gets away, he's likely gone.
Now 2nd and 4. From the gun, here's Williams. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Swift. Pushing through tacklers at the 30. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Here comes 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. Now here's a timeout, as they will indeed call it with 5 seconds to go and a chance with a field goal to win the game. So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and a third would win it. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds, pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. Reed going to bring it out of the end zone. Well, this one, partner, was fun down to the very end. They got the points late, right before the whistle. Then the ensuing kickoff. They were hoping for magic on the other side, but couldn't get that spark.
Fun if you won. And fun for us because we got to watch it and call it. That magic that you were talking about didn't occur at the end, but what a game all the way through.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Bears get the win at home as we say so long from Soldier Field.